Yo, what's going on, guys? SeanB here and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020, and this is gonna be the first video on the channel. It is gonna be me commentating over the Legend Tournament in Summoners War for the previous RTA season. It was an amazing tournament. I got to see some pretty well drafted play as well as some really creative and insane copper move. I hope you enjoy the commentating. I hope you enjoy the tournament, and let's get to the video. If you do, leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so Sear's getting banned as I mentioned, and now I couldn't see the ban on the side. I think it's Vanessa banned, so there's no anti-death on the side over there with Vanessa, but there's still Triana, and Diana won't be too good. And here comes the first turn damage coming from Bover, more buff coming out, Tearland's going in with a defense break, and Jaeger's looking pretty weak right now. He's not getting stacked, he's not getting damage out. Hathor going straight in with a sleep onto the Amelia. It worked. And Violent proc to push the attack bar down if he wants to. But he's not doing that though. He's not doing that. Amelia Violent proc. That's why I love Violent Amelia. One Violent proc can change the entire game. Right now, Jaeger's really weak. Triana's there to save him one round. But how long is it going to take for Bover to get 2 more stack and then just lower Jaeger HP to like 1? Okay? 5 stack coming out from Bover. Diana's gonna get a turn, but she can't transform. She has to put up the shield. And right now, the Jaeger needs to go insane and kill the Amelia. Is it gonna be enough damage? It did 7,000 only. So that was very little damage on this Amelia because Bover's gonna heal it up immediately back to full. And attack break's gonna come on Jaeger. Double hit, and Tearland's gonna make sure that Jaeger go down. Right now, Hathor get countered completely by Amelia. Diana get countered completely by Tearland. I would say this is completely outdrafted by Tomato. True Whale lost in the pick ban phase. It was really well drafted. He got a counter for each strong unit on the side of True Whale. And Jaeger couldn't really pop off because I think it just didn't really fit in the draft. He couldn't really use his anti-CC mechanic. And he didn't have attack buff for his damage. There's no defense break as well. So he could do very minimal damage to a human form Amelia. So I think Jaeger was a bit too early and kind of out of place. On the other hand, Tomato, very solid pick and ban. Correct counter to every single thing on the table. And I think he deserved the win for sure. Diana can never transform because of Tearland. If you transform, you immediately die because you are stuck in human form. You only gain 50% attack bar, and that will just leave Diana so defenseless. So True Whale is not getting round 1 for sure. Now it's just gonna be, oh, he actually transformed, hoping for additional turn right here. Is he gonna get it? He didn't get the additional turn. It's too bad. Too bad for Diana, which means right now, even Tearland can do some decent damage on this human form Diana. Here comes the healing. And here comes Tearland. Skill 2 is gonna, oh, he's going for skill 1 actually. And that was pretty solid damage coming out from Bover. Here comes Diana. Additional turn. Is he gonna transform? With such low HP, I don't think that's gonna matter too much. Is he gonna transform? No, he's not transforming. Go for the stun, but Fran is here to cleanse the stun away. And just one more turn. It's gonna be an easy Diana kill, and that's pretty much it. Here comes, I'm not too sure what's True Whale playing here. Probably just gonna buy time. It's a despair Tearland, by the way. Just gonna buy time. You think about the next match, probably, because right now healing is not enough, damage is not enough. There's just no way for him to stop anything coming out from Tomato. And Tomato has Tearland for multi-hit, so he doesn't even need to go to the Triana passive. Maybe Dragon Dance 1, 2, 3. Couldn't kill the Diana. He go for. Is he going to transform? Is he going to shield? If he shield, both will get 5 stack. It's really bad as well. So right now he's going to transform, hoping for a Violent proc here. Try and do some damage, but he may get cut by Tearland because right now he get 50% attack bar, Tearland get full attack bar, and that's it for Diana. That's game 1. Triana gets stronger over time, speed scaling damage, but I don't think that's going to be enough against the Bover and the Tearland. This Bover consistently getting 5 stack, and that is a lot of damage and healing as well. Let me turn off chat so that we have a clearer look cleaner look as well. Hathor still trying to drag this fight out. Oh boy, this is gonna be pretty bad. Come on, Truewell, you there's no way. There is just no way. Hello, him. Hi, my name is Scott. Hello, Scott. Triana losing a lot of HP, refusing to even heal because that's gonna give Bovert more stack, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Tian Lang alone is already so much damage onto these two support units. Alright, that's it. Very well drafted. Very well drafted. I read on Reddit the other day, some guy was saying RTA is 80% draft, 10% rune, and 10% RNG. I would agree to a certain extent that pick and ban is gonna be like the major factor, the deciding factor for most matches. And you can see right here in this match, it was pick and ban. There's no way you can play this game better. Alright, we're back. We see double light dark Dragon Knight coming out from True Whale, a lot of damage. On the other hand, Tomato's going with a Bruiser, more Turtle Calm with heavy immunity, heavy HP, and a lot of nuke damage that go through the Ragdoll passive. Doesn't need to quit, so no attack bar gain is gonna be given to True Whale. It's gonna be tough because Ragdoll is actually not that powerful at this point due to the fact that you can get one-shotted easily. True Whale made it to opt in for a Triana, that's what I was about to say, but he went ahead and go in with a unit that can really destroy the enemy if they don't have immunity, and that was True Whale playing. Take out the only immunity unit that is on the table, and Asima is gonna go ham and cheese. But Tomato can destroy that Asima in turn 1. So let's see the speed tuning of Tomato, Molong, Bover, and Icarus. I suspect they're really fast and Asima will not have a chance to move. After that, Tomato team is just so much tankier compared to True Whale team. As you can see, the speed on True Whale is kind of slow right now, and Asima is not going to move. Look at the speed gap between Tomato team and True Whale team. You can see that Asima is going bye-bye in round 1. So the fact that True Whale is going for that dot doesn't really matter because banning immunity doesn't mean you can get the dot through. Tomato get that snipe through and instantly destroy Asima. So right now, True Whale needs to do a lot of damage, but how can you do any damage when enemy has one of the tankers lineup in the meta and has defense buff as well? Even though Jäger can do some damage ignoring the defense buff for a couple of turns, but how long is it gonna last? Because, oh, wait a minute, the CC is coming out via Wusa and not Asima this time. So Molong's gonna go in with the AoE that give the entire enemy team a turn. May not be the best play, but he was hoping for a strip stun. Right now, Molong is going to go down soon due to the dots being very effective against HP unit. But is it going to be enough? Because there is still the bear going in for the revive. And here comes the big 10,000 HP heal coming out from Bover. If the Wusa choose to buff, that is instant snack for Bover to do even more healing once again. Here comes the damage coming out from Jäger. And right now, your boy Tyrannus is waiting for a chance to heal, to revive. But then this Wusa is actually a hidden Hathor because this Icarus is getting control, like absolutely control, because the Icarus need to move right there to snipe the Jäger, but that couldn't happen because this Wusa is going insane. He's gonna buff. Is he gonna buff? No, he doesn't need to. He does have a healing skill via skill 2. Right now, nice stun coming on to the Ragdoll, but Jäger is going to do so much damage on this Bulwark. That was so much damage, and Icarus couldn't do anything. She just sit there, sleep, and right now Tyrannus need to proc a little bit more. Need to proc a little bit more to get the revive coming up and the defense buff as well. That Jäger very close to dying as long as Icarus can get a turn. But can she get a turn? This is gonna be pretty clutch. But with the shield, she can't destroy anybody. There's a shield coming out, and now even more damage coming out from the Dragon Knight. I thought he couldn't kill this tanky lineup, but I was wrong. And here comes the damage coming out from Icarus, barely doing anything to Jäger, and Justice is gonna do so much damage. The 2 dots gonna destroy this Tyrannus. Not yet. He can pull off a revive, but will he do it though? Because Either Molong or Bover would not make a huge difference right now. Can he do it? He needs to bring down that Jaeger, and you still have the Ragdoll to deal with. And this Wusa can just out of nowhere sleep you for 2 turns. Okay, Molong doesn't have any skill available to him, and here comes the hit coming out from Jaeger. But he doesn't need to finish the Tyrannus. The Dot's gonna do it for him. The Dragon Knight is he didn't need a Seema for all these dots. He had the Dragon Knight demon attack for all the dots. But this entire match was so clutch because Wusa pulled up the sleep for 2 turns back to back. That was insane. It shut down the Icarus. It kept the Jaeger alive. You look at that. That was almost another sleep, but it got resisted right there. Oh my God. He thought he banned out a CC. But the CC came in a different way. It came. And there's no way Tomato could see this happen. This Wusa was insane. People think Friend is the new immunity. God? No. Wusa is here. Wusa is here. That was good though. That was great. Oh my God. That Wusa was so good. It's going to be the same pre-ban Ragdoll and Yanhang. Yanhang is very annoying with turn cycling, healing, strip, damage. Everything in one unit is very good. Ragdoll is obvious pre-ban due to the attack bar gain, the damage output, and Truel Ragdoll is truly a strong Ragdoll. So Truel is going to go with the first pick, probably going to take the Hathor away, but knowing that Tomato has Amelia and Friend to counter Hathor immediately, is he going to take the Hathor early on, or is he going to steal some of Tomato unit? But that is not Truel style. We haven't seen the Artamiel just yet because he knows that Bova Molong destroy Artamiel. So Hathor going in, and Tomato is going to respond like how he did in the first game. So Truel, will he change the game plan? Will he stick with the Jaeger, or is he going to go with something else this time? Because he knows that Tomato has a strong Molong, Bova, Amelia waiting for him if he go for something that can be easily sniped. Truel probably going to go with Vanessa, and hopefully, I would say, a Daphne is not that bad into this if he can outspeed the enemy team. Oh, okay. I just said that he shouldn't go with Artamiel, and he did go with Artamiel. And Tomato, experienced as he is, immediately draft the Bova and the Amelia, both taking away Amelia from Arta and also the Bova to do a lot of damage to Arta without a need to crit and through all the defense stats. Now, we have the Tyrannus come out from Truel for more defense buff for Artamiel, but he needs a Diana right now, which Tomato can draft a Tian Lang to counter it. Is he going to go with the Diana, or is he going to go with something else? He's going to go with a Daphne to outspeed and hopefully destroy a unit turn 1. But right here, we might see something that control the entire enemy team and ban out the Wusa. I think that's quite possible as well. I would love to see maybe a very strong carry will be needed here. A strong fire unit. I would go for Rika. He's going to go with a Vert to take turn advantage. Sierra might get banned. On the other hand, we might see a ban on the Artamiel if he's going with a Vert or the Daphne's ban. But Sierra's is definitely getting a ban right here so that Truel can just avoid all the damage. But no, he's banning the Amelia, and Daphne's going to get banned to avoid a one-shot. There's no Daphne's counter on the side of Tomato. So on the side of Tomato, we see Bomb, but on the side of Truel, we see 3-turn immunity. That's going to be tough though for Sierra to do anything when Truel has so much immunity. But that Wusa is on violence. It might not be too fast, and we have a speed lead. This Vert, it might go turn 1 and snipe something with the Sierra bomb. Let's find out. Alright, here comes the first turn. It's going to belong to Bova. Take away half HP from the Arta. Friend, take a turn. Will the Vert take a turn? No! Vert couldn't take a turn because if Vert took a turn, that bomb will finish the Artamiel. So right now, wait, that Sierra didn't crit once. It's a low crit Sierra to deal with the enemy Artamiel. So right now, Hathor's going to go for the strip and sleep, potentially going on to the Bova to reduce the damage output. Thank you so much for the host, Aaron. And right now, Arta's going to go in with the heal probably, and he's going to heal back to full. So the Bova turn 1 didn't turn out to be anything meaningful. right now it can be defense buff landing onto Artamiel. With this, Arta's gonna hurt a lot. Here comes the first wave of damage coming out from Artamiel, and Sierra dealing with the 3-turn immunity is not easy at all. You have to wait for your turn to get the bomb through. But remember, this is a Vile Wusa, which means he can potentially shorten his cooldown and sneak in between and put on that immunity once again. For every immunity unit, there's always a small gap between the immunity, but a Vile Wusa or Velaju can save that and clutch in between. Get the immunity up again and Sierra become useless. Right now, nothing's gonna stop Artemia's doing really, really good work, and the 2-turn immunity from Fran has run out. Now is the time for Hathor to show Tomato. It's not just Wusa that can sleep you. We also have Hathor in the show. And Fran, oh my god, the Wusa came in clutch again with the sleep. That stopped Fran from healing, and that right there might have just won, but Vert is not going down just yet. He proc a Violent, but he gave Artemiel enough attack bar to go and destroy that Fran. The bomb landing on Wusa, it did half the Wusa HP, but I don't think that's enough because every time Vert take a turn, Vert took a lot of damage as well. And right now, Tyrannus can stun the Bulwark so that there's no healing, but couldn't get the stun. Might try again for the stun though. If he's stunned, that's going to be so good because that Sierra is going to go down real soon. But he's going to go for the damage on Sierra, and that was enough. 12,000 might be barely enough right there, but that was definitely enough to bring down the Sierra. Tomato might have lost the ticket to the World Tournament once again, and this Artamiel showing you that Bova is not enough as the counter. True Will going in strong. Congratulations to True Will for getting to the final of the Legend Tournament. Let me see if we're gonna go with Wet Jet, Velaju, and Bulldozer. It's gonna go with like a more standard, maybe Sierra and Fran. Because you want to steal Sierra away from that Gianna, taking away the speed lead. He's gonna go with Tetra and Lauren to deal with the bomb coming out from the Gianna. How to play is gonna go in with immunity unit. Another immunity unit can also flip the table with skill 3, literally, to deal with the Hathor. Here comes the Vert to deal with Viva Chell to have always attack bar on your entire team. With Vert, the attack bar will be harder to control and harder for Viva Chell to do the thing, the flipping thing. But what is going to be the last pick? He needs some sort of damage to deal with this, and he needs something to do like real damage and not rely on debuff because, oh, it's going to be a Wunsa trying to outspeed the enemy. Maybe it's going to be the ban on Pater because when you outspeed, you need to sleep the enemy. And with Pater around, even if you sleep the enemy, it's not going to be good. And here comes the Tien Lang to counter the Wunsa. Attack bar increase will not be as effective when there's Tien Lang around. So Wunsa might not be as good. And Vert as well. So, comparing to the previous match, we only see Dragon Knights. Now we see a much more variety of LD Nat 5. Hathor get banned. Pater get banned. So, even if the Wunsa team get turn 1, he doesn't have enough control to make it matter. So I think draft wise, how to play is having the upper hand because there's not much control from Pro the Fool. Now, Inhale Magic is going to strip everything. He stripped only 2 units and give Tien Lang the free attack bar that he deserves. And here comes the strip. Oh, he's going to go straight to push down the Viva Chow. So you want to take that unit out of the way immediately. No stun coming out from Tien Lang. That's very important because right now the bomb is never going to detonate. No bomb as well coming out from How to Play. How to Play is getting very bad RNG at this point. He gets a stun on Wunsa, but that doesn't really matter. Here comes the Mermaid trying to do some damage probably onto the Viva Chow. He wanted to take out Viva Chow as soon as possible, but Gani is right here to slow down that process. Gonna take out probably the shield from the fish, I would say. If I have to reset a unit, I'll take the shield away from the fish. And Vert attack bar is also reduced. I'm gonna reset Tien Lang for another up stun because because Gianna get her turn back pretty quickly with the default attack, giving her attack bar. So here comes Dragon Lance. Only 1 stun this time is still not good enough, and Viva Chow HP is dropping lower and lower by the second. But Viva Chow is a healer, so I would say it's not that easy to kill her straight off the bat. She's gonna get the healed up Oh, it's gonna flip the switch. No, it's gonna get the healed up. But Violent Proc allow maybe to flip the switch on the Blue Mermaid. Tetra's in big trouble right now. She's getting a turn. She healed up a little bit, but that is not enough because here Tian Lang and Gianna is getting a turn. Okay, it's gonna be tough, but he needs to do something to this Tian Lang. Bomb is gonna drop, but Tetra does have the shield, which means the bomb may not stay for too long. Lauren's doing a very good job controlling the Tian Lang, but whenever Vert take a turn, Tian Lang's getting that attack bar that he needs. Here comes the shield. He's not using it. He's just getting some extra damage on Tian Lang and the clutch sleeve coming out from Wunsa. All these Pioneer is doing very, very well in the tournament. Oh my god, every time these Pioneers sleep, I'm like, shit, that's so good. And here comes the Tian Lang kill. Oh my god. Even though How to Play, I think, has the upper hand in the draft, Tian Lang couldn't really stun much, and Gianna is pretty useless when the Tetra is around. You can't really detonate the bomb with that Ciara, and bomb's just gonna get longer and longer and longer. He needs to kill that Tetra quickly by using the default attack coming out from the Viva Chow and the Gianna, but Lauren is here to make sure that they don't get too much turn. And with Tian Lang out of the table, Vert is now in full effect, which means Tetra is getting a lot of turn and she's healing a lot. Somehow, Pro the Fool was not the fool in this match. Alright, round 2, How to Play actually banned out the Wedgehead, which is the full favorite unit to pick with Bulldozer. So he has to go back and draft the good old Ragdoll and Lauren to control the enemy team. How to Play is going to go with Gianna and Yeonhong to make sure that he has enough turn cycling and also a lot of healing. How to Play has a very dominating first turn control, but that usually results badly when you deal with a Ragdoll. Here comes a Wunsa to outspeed and maybe some impactful CC like an Okeanos right here, which is good enough into How to Play, but Okeanos alone might not be enough CC. How to Play can draft a Paida and potentially even a Vert at this point because there's not a lot of control on the side of the Fool, but here comes the Nephthys because there's no immunity to protect him. And the speed lead for Gianna as well. So what's going to be the last pick for How to Play? It's going to be Tyrannus. Not too sure about Tyrannus. Here comes the Tetra to deal with both Gianna and the Nephthys. We may see the Tetra ban, to be honest, but probably going to be a Ragdoll ban. But he's going to take out the Okeanos to take out the one turn stun. Not too sure about that. How to Play is going to get the first turn potentially with the Gianna and the speed lead. If we can get a turn 1, he's going to set the tone for the match. But there's a Ragdoll on the other side, which means the turn 1 may turn into turn 2. So here comes the bomb. It's going to land on anybody. And is he going to use the AoE? He's forced to do something here. And that will give the Wunsa the turn that he needs to do the turn 1 steal away from How to Play, shut down the Hathor. And right now, he needs to do enough damage. But here comes the Nephthys with the debuff. It's going to land on everybody. But when Tetra take a turn, it's going to be pretty bad. Because all these debuffs are going to fade away almost immediately. Okay. Here comes the Gianna, gonna take away the immunity and stun out the Wunsa, and the sleep's gonna drop. Hopefully reduce the attack bar of the fish, but couldn't get it done, and the debuff are all gone. As you can see, I wouldn't say free to play, but a budget unit like Tetra can counter the Nephthys so well. Without the defense break, even the defense buff Tyrannus will not be able to do a lot of damage on this team. So here comes the defense buff Tyrannus, doing pretty decent damage onto Lauren, but that was not enough. Almost enough, but Tetra Violent Proc allowed that Lauren to heal back to half HP, so she's pretty healthy now. And every time this Gianna take a turn, she didn't crit once on the Tetra. The Ragdoll is not being effective. Nobody's critting at all. Wow, did he know? And here comes the Tyrannus going with a wild blow onto Lauren. And it's going to do pretty decent damage, but still, without defense break, it's not going to be enough. Failed to strip the revive buff, but that's going to matter. It's going to run out. And here comes the bomb onto Ragdoll. But as you can see, none of these bombs will ever detonate due to the presence of Tetra in the field. Here comes the shutdown Hathor. And Hathor is not dying just yet. Tetra is going to go with the cleanse onto the bomb. And Hathor is out. As you can see, Tetra is really controlling the flow of this match. And there's nothing how to play can do with the Nephthys and the Gianna that's gonna matter, because bomb is just never gonna explode and debuff is never gonna stay. There's no slow debuff coming out from Nephthys, which means the speed that how to play have will be negated by Ragdoll. So much attack bar gain, and Lauren's gonna revenge put slow debuff onto the Gianna. And Tyrannus lost his first life, and it's gonna be his second life soon with the defense breaking out from Lauren. And look at the bomb. It's just never gonna detonate. There's nothing you can do, and Ragnar gonna finish off the Tyrannus. These two units, one of the strongest LD Nat in the game, can do absolutely nothing against the Tetra. For the first round between True Whale and Pro the Fool is gonna be the Wedget pre-ban and the Artamiel pre-ban. Pro the Fool also steal the Ragdoll from True Whale, so right now True Whale will have to go with Hathor and potentially a friend or Jäger, because that is his favorite Dragon Knight now as well. So what's True Whale gonna go with? He might go with a friend, might go with a Lauren. And Pro the Fool can still go with the Wunsa. It's gonna go with Vanessa, speed lead for True Whale, but that speed lead might not mean much when enemy own a Wunsa. He's gonna be a friend, and he might go with a Verd or a Lauren at this point. We'll see how it goes. It's still very neutral draft for both sides. You can go into Bruiser, you can go into Control. Either way, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be Ciara coming out for Pro the Fool to compete with the speed lead coming out from True Whale. True Whale right now might draft in a Daphnis and potentially even a Lauren and ban out the Ragdoll so that he can control the enemy team efficiently. So what's it gonna be? It definitely cannot be a Jäger. It's gonna go with the Wusa that carry him in game 2 against Tomato, and True Whale might. I would love to see a Daphnis, but no, it's gonna be the Jäger, his favorite. And right over there is an Elsharion who is gonna be stealing the 3-turn immunity coming out from True Whale, and a host of a Josephine who will be dealing with the Hathor. So we might see a Jäger ban. We might see a Jäger ban. Okay. So what True Whale is gonna do? Is he gonna go with a Ganymede to deal with the Josephine, or is he gonna go with even more damage? True Whale, what are you gonna do, buddy? More protection or more damage? He's gonna go in with a Chroma, which means Ciara's gonna be in the game, and we can see double Dragon Knight, double Valkyrie in this match. It's gonna be Vanessa ban, it's gonna be a friend ban, but True Whale, there is Sharon over there. So even though it seems like Pro the Fool doesn't have immunity, he's gonna be stealing the 3-turn immunity coming out from True Whale. And also, that will limit the damage coming out from Ciara. But True Whale, can you kill the enemy before you run out of juice? Because Pro the Fool doesn't have healing as well, which means the long run for Chroma is going to be pretty good. But Jäger, can you survive that? First turn belongs to Wusa, who's on a violent build. He's going to buff up the 3-turn immunity. And turn 2 belongs to Hathor. Is going to try and sleep the Elsharion, but no, that couldn't happen. But Elsharion couldn't take the 3-turn immunity, which means the 3-turn sleep might come out, but here comes a strip onto Jäger. The bomb is going to land, and this is going to do a lot of damage on Jäger. He get provoked as well, which means he can't do the skill 2 that can do a lot of damage to the enemy team. A Chroma is going to go in, hopefully do some decent damage, but there's a shield from Josephine, which means this Chroma won't be doing too much damage. The Ciara used her bomb already, so the silence is not going to be that meaningful. And right now, Sharon has another chance to steal the 3-turn immunity away from True Whale. But no, he's tunneling the Jäger, take him out of the way so that there'll be much less damage to deal with. Right now, Jäger can heal a little bit, so the dot is not going to matter, but the bomb, there's no way to take it off the Jäger. This right here is dead. Next turn, Hathor's going to go in, potentially go for the sleep, and land on everybody except Josephine is going to be the shield. But no, Hathor missed on 2 important units, and that will allow the Ciara to do even more damage and Elsharion to strip and steal immunity. So right now it's going to be very bad for True Whale. The draft is looking really good for Pro the Fool, even though he doesn't have any sustain. The shield from Josephine is already doing so much damage absorption. even though there's no way Sierra can do anything to Akroma, Ragdoll and Elsharia on the other hand can do very, very good damage. Immunity is not gonna go out because the bomb's gonna land on Wusa. That is gonna do a lot of damage. It's probably gonna cut Wusa into half. And right there is when Elshan do the finishing move. Akroma, a very good unit in the long run, but in this current battle situation, Akroma offer absolutely nothing. There was a 2-turn silence on the Sierra, but to Sierra, who get turned very consistently, a 2-turn silence is not gonna matter too much. He comes to sleep, but that's just gonna give him more shield, and that allows Sierra to take even more damage coming out from this Akroma. And the unit that Akroma needs to be killing is actually not Sierra, because Sierra can't kill Akroma. The unit that Akroma should be killing is gonna be Elsharion or Ragdoll, but she doesn't have the damage for that, so there's no way this Akroma can do anything. And Hathor completely shut down by the Josephine. And here comes the default attack that's probably not going to do much. Wusa's going to fall to the dot. Sierra's going to go in. The default attack is already so much damage onto the Hathor. The sleep from Wusa allowed Josephine to get even more turn and shield. Akroma. Right here is the Akroma plan. He wanted Akroma to stay in the fight and potentially solo at the end. But can she do it? She's on violence. She's not on vampires to heal herself, which is not a really good build for Akroma anyway. And as you can see, Akroma is not exactly tanky. The HP leader that she bring lose the value over time, and Ragdoll is doing so much damage to this Akroma, there's no way she's gonna survive any longer. And that's it for the first game between True Whale and Protofool. Well played by Protofool, very well drafted. True Whale couldn't do anything to the draft of the enemy, and he couldn't CC, he couldn't do damage, and Jäger got shut down very easily. Pre-ban, True Whale banned out the Hathor, and Protofool actually took out the Jäger, the unit that I think was pretty underperforming for most of True Whale matches. So right now, no more Hathor, and what's it True Whale gonna take? He's gonna take Ragdoll, and we are finally seeing the Wedgeat pick. We may see the Bulldozer cleave, not cleave, it's gonna be a snipe coming out from Protofool. True Whale, do you draft Vanessa Triana to deal with this? He's going to take the Vanessa, but does he take the Triana to deal with the snipe? And also, Protofool took out the Tyrannus, who is a pretty good anti-snipe unit as well. True Whale, what you going to do about this? He's going to go with Artamiel, and we see the Copper Bulldozer, baby. Let's go. We see the Copper Bulldozer. And right now, True Whale, not easy this time. He might go with the last pick, Wunsa, which allow him to go turn 1. Here come the Triana to anti-snipe. Alright, but that is not enough because he can ban out either Vanessa or Triana. I think True Whale to go for another strong control pick because there's no immunity just yet coming out from the side of Protofool. It's gonna be, it's gonna be the Water Druid. I don't even know this guy name. Wait, what's the Water Druid name? But that is also an anti-snipe unit, and here comes the Elusia last pick to control the LD Nat 5. We might see a ban on Triana. Abelio's going in with the big heal, but that is if he survive. Alright, it's gonna be fun between, we can't see Dozer, but we will see Copper this time. Copper bring defense break, which is also pretty good, but Dozer bring more stun. Let's see if the Wedgeat team can successfully snipe something. Alright, here comes the Wedgeat going for turn 1. He's going to give the entire enemy team a hard time. And here comes, nice sleep coming out, but no crit on Vanessa. He got the crit. He got the crit on the Vanessa. And that was a successful snipe coming out from Copper. That was absolutely amazing. And right now you have to deal with a team with defense buff and anti-crit and an Elusia to shut down the enemy LD. Elusia is very good because she can't be resisted with skill 3, which means Artamiel is not going to have a good time to do anything at all. And right now we have Wedgeat to keep everyone moving, even though Tyrannus Copper might not be the fastest unit in the game, but because we have Wedgeat to consistently give turn and defense buff, they are going to be consistently moving as well. And with defense buff, even with Arta and Ragdoll, they can't be doing too much damage to this Copper. He needs to destroy this Copper quickly, but there's a Tyrannus to give the revive. So it's gonna be pretty tough. Once again, we are waiting for the Copper skill 3 to get refresh, and then we can see another ignore defense. If he has enough balls, he will ignore defense the Artamiel, and I want to see that happen. But knowing Pro the Fool, he may be efficient and he may go for the ignore defense onto the Ragdoll. But if he go for the ignore defense onto the Artamiel, we shall give him the chat title. Okay? So here comes another stun coming out from this Copper, who's having not zero accuracy like most of the Copper do, and the heal and the ignore defense coming out onto the Ragdoll. Say bye bye Ragdoll. And here comes Copper winning the Legend tournament with the good old ignore defense, one of the oldest unit in the game, doing so much damage onto the enemy team. Abilio with the heal, Artemia with the heal, but that is never enough because Elusia is here to keep them nice and shut down with the freeze and the sleep. So True Will is getting destroyed by this Copper. The moment he get the skill 3 up and running, that's gonna be it. Artamiel, as strong as a unit can be, cannot resist the sleep coming out from Elusia. He can resist the freeze, but the moment we see the ignore defense, does he have enough defense to ignore this Artamiel? Is it a triple defense Copper? We shall find out. Is it gonna be enough? I want to see the ignore defense coming out. Is it gonna be? No, he's not doing it. Man is not doing it. He wants to wait for maybe, I don't know, armor break, but that nothing like that is gonna happen. Come on, do the ignore defense. I want to see it, baby. Come on, do it. No, he's not doing the ignore defense. He's trying to go for the stun with default attack just to be secure, and he is gonna send Artamiel bye-bye. And that's it. Copper just won the Legend tournament for Pro the Fool, baby. Are we gonna see the Wedgehead ban again, or is he gonna get Copper Bulldozer once again? Here comes the Artamiel pre-ban, and here comes the Ragdoll pre-ban, which mean we may see the Wedgehead coming out from Pro the Fool once again. Let's go with the Wedgehead first pick. I would love to see that. Please do it for the fan. He's gonna go with Tyrannus first pick, secure that anti-snipe unit, but also a defense buffer and a strong unit to be drafted with Wedgehead and Copper Bulldozer. All right, what will True Will do? Is he going to draft the Hathor and go with full control and try to outspeed the enemy? Or is he going to try to do anti-snipe again? True Will showing he is a true chat with the wet chat still away from Pro the Fool. Oh my god, that is such a chat move from True Will, stealing the Wedgehead away with the Hathor, but Pro the Fool is adapting. He's going in with the Velaju, good with defense buff and good against the Hathor, and also Icarus to deal a lot of damage without the need to crit because Wedgehead has anti-crit buff. Okay, here comes True Will potentially drafting the Jäger once again, but no, he is adapting as well, going in with the Lorne and the Daphnis, but Pro the Fool is still going in with the Bulldozer. He's thinking about it. He's not too sure about these because these two are defense break and potentially turn 1 snipe. He's going to go with the Troyana and steal the Bulldozer, waiting to lock it in. He is thinking about it, but he's not doing it. Is he doing it? Is he doing the Bulldozer pick? He's thinking between the Josephine, which is a pretty good pick too, and he's going to go with the Bulldozer pick. And it's gonna be pretty amazing. True Will, last pick, need to do something about this Bulldozer. Is he gonna go in with even more damage in turn 1? Because his draft is saying so. He's gonna go in with the Vert for turn cycling because Pro the Fool team is kind of a slow team, I would say. Kind of a slow team. So Vert into this is not a bad idea, but can you stop the damage from coming out? I would personally ban the Triana so that I could shut down the Bulldozer turn 1, if I can. But the enemy can ban out the Daphnis and there's no shutdown whatsoever. However, True Will does have anti-crit buff coming out from Wedgehead, which mean that Bulldozer may miss his crit twice in a row. So, what's it gonna be? Is it gonna be a Daphnis and Triana ban? Or is it gonna be it's going to be a Lauren and Velladru ban. That is a pretty good ban because Truel right now will have a much better chance at controlling the enemy team with Hathor. And without Velladru, much less damage. But with Triana around, stopping the Bulldozer might be a problem. And Truel may lose a unit turn 1 if he's not careful. Turn 1 belongs to Truel, and turn 1 will be maybe the strip on the Icarus. Is it going to be the strip on Icarus? It's going to be the strip on Tyrannus, and this might not kill something, but will do decent damage to shut them down. I would do this onto the Icarus, okay? This will not kill Icarus by any means, because, whoa, that's a very good amount of damage coming out from Truel, and exactly the amount of damage that he need to kill Icarus right now with the Vert. And that is Icarus out of the way. But the revive is coming out, the defense buff is coming out. However, there's anti-crit buff on the entire team of Truel, which mean that Bulldozer may miss a crit. That Tyrannus miss a crit right there. Bulldozer going in, crit 1, crit twice, and bring down the Vert. Anti-crit is the real buff, by the way. Not really. So here comes a 2-turn sleep coming out from Truel team. And now Daphne needs to do the job and carry this game forward, because he's the only damage dealer left. If he can't kill, what can he do? Come on, Daphne. He needs another turn for another big round of damage. But remember, Tyrannus not that easy to kill, and there's still a Triana to deal with. But Triana passive has already been popped, so there's nothing Triana can do to stop the enemy from killing. Right now, Tyrannus may pull a lucky stun on the Daphne. No, he chose to stun the Hathor. Here comes another round of defense buff and anti-crit, but there's no buff for Daphne to utilize and kill, so he may go for the Tyrannus. But no, he goes straight for Icarus, take her out of the way. She was about to do something, now she's doing nothing. But he needs to do the reset well to shut down the Tyrannus. Truel is having the speed advantage over Pro the Fool with the speed lead and the constant attack bar boost with the Wedgeat. So Daphne is moving consistently, and he landed reset on all 3 units, which means it's going to take longer for Tyrannus to bring back Icarus. But Triana is proccing that violent healing, and she bring back the passive, which now forced Truel to go straight for the Triana kill. Alright, here comes the damage come out from Daphne's, small but steady. But that Bulldozer is waiting. He couldn't stun. He did a lot of damage though, but he couldn't stun. The shield was really, really thick, by the way. Right now, he needs to kill that Triana. He needs to land that thing. Is he going to land it? No! Daphne's, in this right moment, he couldn't land the defense break. I know Truel, he may have very good accuracy on Daphne, but 15% is still going to be 15%. And here comes a very cool stun coming out from Bulldozer. And Tyrannus may have a chance to revive, but Hathor is not going to let that happen. So, control is still on the side of Truel. He is deciding the flow of the match. He's going to go for more damage onto this Triana. It might be enough though. It might be enough to kill this Triana, and that might be enough to win him the match. Pro the Fool is trying his best to destroy this Daphne, but it seems like the shield and the defense buff and the anti-crit works really well together, allowing Truel to keep the Daphne healthy. And the second game went to Truel. We're going to a game number 4. Oh, it's going to be a Wedgeat pre-ban coming out from Truel. And once again, a Jaeger pre-ban coming out from Pro the Fool. I'm pretty surprised he's not banning Ragdoll, because Truel is getting turn 1 and he may snap the Ragdoll immediately away from Pro the Fool. And because Pro the Fool showed that he can control the Jaeger pretty efficiently before, so I'm not too sure why the pre-ban is going to be Jaeger all the time. Truel is flexing the Antares. Google Play, we didn't see him that much in the Legend Tournament. We hope to see him soon. Oh, different style coming out from Pro the Fool with Friend and Hathor. Truel might actually go with Antares this time, because we are seeing a low damage, high control team. So what would Truel do this time? He might go with a Wusa and a Vanessa to deal with this Hathor and churn out speed. But he's going to go with the Vert, and he's going to go with the Wusa to protect himself against the Hathor. And Pro the Fool immediately adapted with Elsharion and Daphnis, I'll let you have the immunity. I'm just going to take it away and shut you down immediately. So can True Whale deal with this by potentially drafting? He's going to go with Tyrannus, and he may go with Vanessa this time. But he can also go with, Antares for all I know. He's going to go with Ragdoll Artamiel. Finally, the combo came out, but that is when Elusia came out as well. I think at this point, I may just ban the Wusa so that I can have the peace of mind and just completely shut down enemy team with sleep, and also the Daphnis. Because the Tyrannus can buff defense, and that is a tasty buff for Daphnis to utilize and turn that into a defense break. So, is it going to be a Wusa ban? Is it going to be a Hathor ban? We shall find out. It might be a Vert ban though. It is going to be a Vert ban. It's going to be an Elusia ban. I think True Whale expect Protoful to ban now Wusa. That's why he took out the Elusia. But right now, I think True Whale might be subjected to sleep as well as Daphnis damage output. Wusa is definitely taking turn 1. And then Protoful is going to go with the resistant leader, which means less stun and dots coming out from True Whale team. He's not even going with a crit rate or speed. He's going with resist leader. Alright. Turn 1 belongs to Wusa as expected. It's a slow Daphnis. As you can see, it might be on a violent build, but it's definitely slower than Fran, which allowed Daphnis to get that attack buff, and this will allow Daphnis to do a lot of damage. If he can one-shot a Ragdoll in turn 1, that might be pretty good. He's gonna sleep the Tyrannus, one-shot the Ragdoll, and I think the game will be decided by Protoful from then. He sleep the Artamiel, attack buff coming out, Elsharion getting a turn, potentially take away the immunity, but couldn't do it on the Tyrannus. So here Ragdoll taking a turn, hitting into that Daphnis, but couldn't really do much. And now if he put the revive buff onto anyone, it's going to be stripped anyway. So right now, Daphnis going straight for the kill onto the Tyrannus, ignoring the LD Nat 5, and Tyrannus come back with 7,000, 8,000 HP. That might not be enough because Hathor can now sleep both of these units, and Elsharion can put a defense break on this Tyrannus and easily shut down with the Daphnis skill 1. Push the attack bar down perfectly fine, healed up the Daphnis, get an additional turn, do some damage on Tyrannus. Ragdoll, even though he's trying to do some damage, is not going to be enough. Defense break coming out from Elsharion, perfectly landed, nice additional turn, and bye-bye Tyrannus. And that means defense buff is going away as well. Wusa buff might be good, but it might be bad because the Elsharion and the Daphnis doing really, really good work when you see a Wusa on the enemy team. So Ragdoll is going to do a lot of damage onto the Fran. Actually, not really. Around 5,000 with default attack is not something to really mention about. So here comes the Fran. No additional turn, but doesn't need that. Elsharion is going to take the immunity away from the enemy team once again. 2-turn immunity easily for the entire team. Hitting into water to make sure you don't crit to give extra advantage to Arthur Ragdoll. And here comes the Fran attack buff together with the Daphnis skill 3. And that might just send something to where Tyrannus belong. That's about it. That was just very, very good play. And here comes another round of triple crush. Nice defense break. Daphnis and skill 3 available. There's nothing to stop that, even with the Wusa shield. He's thinking, if I buff, I get stripped. If I don't buff, I die anyway. So that doesn't matter. Ragdoll's gonna go. No violent power to shake off the defense break. And right now, there's nothing he can do about it. Nice sleep. And here comes the Hellfire, sending Ragdoll to where Tyrannus belong. Simple. Very clean match, control right from the start. He knows exactly what he's doing. Even Arthur Ragdoll cannot do anything about the Daphnis and Elsharion combo. You strip every single thing, you shut them down with Hathor, and then Daphnis just gonna kill them one by one. Not bad. Not bad at all. It shows, this just really show that he really understands how to deal with LD Nat 5. He got good unit rune up. He got interesting strategy. He adapted to different teams, different LD Nat 5 style, and he still managed to come through. I think it's really good. I think Pro the Fool just win very, very clean. He know what to do, he know what to expect, and he know how to counter every single thing that he face. Even with unit like El Sharion, like Tetra, doing really, really amazing, and Copper Bulldozer, that's just so good. This guy just know how to play so well, and I mean like really how to play. Not bad. He doesn't like that. Is the LD Nat 5 on the side of Pro the Fool, the young El Sharion. Very nice. Not bad. It doesn't need too much of LD, and he used the LD that really nobody talk about that much, which is Wedget. And that is very impressive. Even though we only get to see one Copper game, the Bulldozer game didn't really shine too much. We get to see one Copper game, but that was enough. Yo, Jojo, thank you so much for the new sub. Appreciate it, man. And here comes the last Hellfire, the unit that shook the meta since the buff, Mr. Daphnis. 3-1 for Pro the Fool, and he is this season champion, legend. Very, very well played, very well drafted. Congratulations.